There she is. Leonor's Wimbledon entrance left fans stunned. Royal House News. There she is. The world knew Wimbledon as the cathedral of tennis, where legends are made, where applause erupts for champions holding rackets. But on this day, all eyes turned not to the grass court, but to the stands. And the roar that rose from the crowd was not for a serve, not for a rally, but for a young royal, Spain's future queen. Princess Leonor. A teenager stepping into the limelight of global attention. Yet her presence, unexpected, elegant, and commanding, stunned everyone who saw her. Because Wimbledon had seen celebrities, it had seen monarchs, it had seen stars. But it had never seen a moment like this. Why? Because Leonor wasn't just attending a sporting event. She was sending a message. A quiet, graceful message to the world that Spain's monarchy isn't fading, it is rising. This wasn't the shy princess from a decade ago, hiding behind her parents' shadows. This was the crown princess of Spain, stepping out into the global spotlight, her aura undeniable. But what exactly happened at Wimbledon? What did the cameras capture, and what did the fans feel that turned a routine royal appearance into global headlines? To understand why the crowd reacted the way it did, we have to go back. Back to the long-standing tradition of royals attending Wimbledon, back to the way Britain's royals have always claimed their courtside seats as symbols of continuity. The Spanish royal family never played heavily in this arena. Until now. Leonor entered in an understated outfit, yet nothing about it felt ordinary. Simple, elegant lines, a youthful glow, but above all, a confidence that can't be bought, can't be rehearsed. People noticed. Not because she tried to steal the spotlight, but because the spotlight followed her. The moment she stood, the camera lenses snapped, the whispers in the stadium turned into a wave of recognition. There she is, someone said, and that phrase caught on. It became the headline, the cry that swept across social media in minutes. But why did it matter so much? Why did her Wimbledon entrance become more than a fleeting image of royalty in the crowd? Because in that moment, Leonor was no longer just Spain's princess, she was Europe's future. Her presence symbolized the blending of tradition with modern charisma. And then came the fan reaction. Eyewitnesses described an electricity in the air. Tennis fans from Britain, Denmark, even the United States, people who had no direct tie to Spain's monarchy, stood up, applauded, even cheered. Some shouted her name, others simply stared in awe. One fan said, "She walked in like she belonged, not just here, but everywhere." Another confessed, "I came for the tennis, but I left talking about her." But this raises the deeper question, what does this mean for Spain's monarchy? Why is the simple act of attending Wimbledon such a seismic event? The answer lies in timing. Leonor is no longer a child, no longer a hidden figure. She is 19, standing on the threshold of royal adulthood, preparing to carry Spain's crown in the decades ahead. And at a time when many monarchies face criticism, doubt, or even fading interest, Leonor's appearance offered something rare, hope. Think of the contrast. In Denmark, her rumored ties with Prince Christian dominate headlines. In the UK, royal dramas and scandals swirl endlessly. Yet here was Leonor, cutting through the noise with quiet elegance. No scandal, no drama, just presence. And in the modern royal world, presence can be more powerful than words. Her sister, Infanta Sofia, was not there. And that absence was felt too. Fans wondered, was this Leonor's intentional solo debut on the global stage? Was this her stepping forward, carving her path as a queen-to-be, while Sofia provides quiet support from behind? Those questions will linger. And then, of course, the comparisons began. Was this Spain's answer to Kate Middleton's early Wimbledon entrances? Was this a hint of how Leonor could dominate the royal stage not just in Spain, but in Europe as a whole? Commentators noted how striking it was to see her blend youth with dignity, confidence with humility. She wasn't trying to be Kate. She wasn't trying to be anyone. She was being Leonor. And that made the impact even greater. But the story doesn't end in the stadium. Social media lit up with images and clips. Fans on TikTok called her the Wimbledon Queen. Spanish outlets hailed her as a symbol of renewal. Even British tabloids, often critical of foreign royals, praised her charm. A single afternoon turned into a global trend, and all because she showed up. What about the royal family's reaction? King Felipe and Queen Letizia have long been cautious about pushing their daughter too soon. Yet insiders whisper that this appearance was carefully timed. Not a random outing, but a calculated move to show Leonor not only to Spain, but to the world. And it worked. Still, curiosity lingers. Was this just the beginning? Will Leonor make more appearances like this, crossing borders, appearing at global events, building her image far beyond Spain? If Wimbledon was the test, she passed with brilliance. Yet, there's a personal angle too. Imagine the weight Leonor carries, 19 years old, watching the world scrutinize her every gesture, her every smile. And yet, rather than shrinking from it, she owned it. That maturity stunned the crowd as much as her beauty. The fans left talking not about tennis legends, but about a future queen. The newspapers carried her photo not on page 6, but front page. And the message was clear: Spain's monarchy is not only alive, it is captivating. So, what comes next? Will Leonor's global image continue to grow, perhaps tying into her education, her rumored love life, her connections to Denmark? Will she shape the monarchy not just as a Spanish queen, but as a European figurehead, a royal who transcends borders? Wimbledon was only a chapter, but it revealed the book's theme: Leonor's rise is no longer confined to Spain. The world is watching, and they like what they see. Because in the end, sometimes all it takes is a moment. A walk into a stadium. A camera flash. A whisper that turns into a roar. There she is. And in that whisper turned shout, the world realized, Spain's future queen had arrived.